At the moment, of course, Kingston are known since many years that we are the memory leader in the market. We are the biggest company. We have approximately 65% market share when it comes to memory. And then in the Middle East, this is one of our strengths here. At the same time, we are also the first company that introduced the SSD since the launch of SSD a couple of years back. We were the first one who promote the SSD in the region, and this is also considered as one of our focus products. At the same time, the customer are very familiar with our product since we are the first one who introduced this technology to the UAE market.
Currently, security in the regions is becoming very important. Security in every organization, they are bringing or they are hiring security managers, not only IT managers, because security is a vital part of their business. And especially that data is growing and the need of protecting it is increasing big time.
Yes, I would say that there is a bit lack of communication between different entities, either it is private or government sectors. But I think in the future we will go work out this weakness, because we have now the standards. As you know, we have the NISA standards that's forced. For example, in Abu Dhabi, we have it forced for all government entities to follow the NISA standards. So they will start knowing more about the regulation, the importance of security, the risk behind the cyber world. So they start to understand. So I think after the understanding phase, the importance of the security world, they will go to need to team up to establish something like a community where we are all, as an information security expert, we can communicate. We put our feedbacks, our input, our findings.
From the last 3 years, we have actually got that as one of our key embedded activity into the different things that IT does. So we have done a revamp of the entire infrastructure, keeping security in mind. And from then, it's been a very serious discussion all the way through. So we have regular discussions on our risk registers. It's more discussed in terms of risk to the organization and what's the cost. And it's the management or the board who owns the risk. So the entire security risks are highlighted, and we do take steps to address them, especially that we hold a lot of patient data. And also the regulations are becoming more stricter. And the new regulations that has come out in the last year as well, so which has made these discussions very relevant and regular activity within the organization.
So with regard to information security and data security, nowadays I have seen the customers are really giving their more focus on information security. It has been the top 3 initiatives of every organization, and they're investing a lot into this because of the trends in the market, because of the breaches, because of the compliance needs. And this is what I have seen recently, that the security has become more important.
Today, data security and cybersecurity is definitely a boardroom discussion. Customers are aware the importance of the security and importance of the critical role of security in the business on a day-to-day basis. It is not only from a data perspective, it is not only from a patents perspective, it is also about reputation of the organization, it is also about the brand. So security is a boardroom discussion today.
The main consequences, the data breach will affect the brand, will affect the reputation of the company, and will affect the operations. So it will cost the company big money to fix the data breach, and to especially, like, let's say, I can give you an example for an e-commerce company. If they have a data breach, so people will lose trust in that e-commerce, so they lose lots of money, their operation will drop, and they might close down because of data breach. So there is a big effect of data breach on companies. At Kingston, we are taking security very seriously. Since few years, we've been manufacturing our SSDs with hardware encryption. It's a built-in feature with our SSD from the mid-level till the enterprise level. So our SSDs are equipped with the hardware encryption, self-encrypted drive we call it. It's 256-bit encryption, which cannot be even cracked till now. This is the best level of encryption used as of now in terms of technology. So in this case, we help companies who have employees who are on the go to put their data, or laptops to put their data and install our encrypted USB on those laptops.
Software and hardware encryption. This will depend on the organization, its requirements, its needs, and for compliance purposes as well. So with software encryption, it's driven by the software. The encryption is driven by the software. So there are weak points on it, since you have to rely on the host system and the host operating system. So the way that it can be compromised, there's a lot of ways in doing that. Whereas with hardware encryption, it's embedded into the circuit board, into the controller. So from the factory, it's already locked in. Okay? And for certain organizations, this is a strict requirement. Organizations that deals with healthcare data, or financial data, or even government agencies as well, when they process data at rest or data in motion. So the solutions that Kingston offers by default is hardware encrypted solutions. So this one protects the organization that requires this kind of solution. So they both exist in the market, but on a technical and secure perspective, the hardware encryption is the most suitable solution. Kingston's offering with the secure SSDs and encrypted USB, the underlying technology is hardware encryption 256A as a standard, and the most important thing is it's easy to use. Easy to use by in terms of setting it up and encrypting it using a password and unlocking it using a password. Easy to implement, easy to deploy for the IT admins as well. So we make it easier for the end user as well, apart from having a very strong encryption mechanism as standard.
The most important thing that I will say is, like, we have, as we are focusing on technologies, we have to focus on training the people with the technology. So it's not just you invest more in the best technology or the best solution for security, but also you have to be more focusing on training the people. So what is the benefit of having the best solution, or you having, let's say, a lock on your door, but you don't teach your children to lock the door? So it's useless. So we have to train both. We should focus on security and technology and in the human.
Security challenges from the end customer point of view, like most of the people wants to close or run the security in a simple way instead of complicating it and stopping. I mean, for example, like companies, they want to stop at all the USBs, the USB port. So, however, employees will find a way to send the files because they want to operate, they want to run their business, they want to finish it. However, having a workaround by whitelisting certain USBs and allowing the employees to use USBs for transferring files, and when they are offline or when they are not connected or whatever, so allowing them instead of stopping them at all will give more flexibility, for example, and especially allowing them to use encrypted USBs.
I think while there are differences within industry, but there are quite a lot of commonalities in terms of the challenges mainly. So when it comes to technology challenges, whether it's a people challenge and what different people are doing to address that, as well as the future of security. So I think that's another good takeaway on different thoughts from both the distributors, the vendors, as well as the end users. So there was different thoughts on that, how is security going to evolve. I think that has been a good discussion as well. So I think these are two great takeaways for me.
what I have realized that we came up with many backgrounds, and then people from government sector and from oil and gas and from distribution side they were there. People from the channels, they were on that round table. So everybody gave his experience, and actually they gave their feedback, what they face in the market. And then from our side also, we introduce our product that we can help the customer, to provide information for their end user customer. So I think it was very nice roundtable. At the same time, we listened to many feedback, and then how to convey the message to a different type of customer.
Today's discussion in the Kingston Roundtable was around security, and as you know, security is always among the top 3 concerns among all CIOs in the region and worldwide. And addressing security in today's context of a mobile workforce, digital transformation, cloud initiatives, IoT, AI, internet-enabled devices and so on becomes very relevant, because there are so many endpoints that needs to be secured, that needs to be encrypted. Today's discussion revolved around having different perspectives, from an end user perspective, a channel perspective, and a vendor perspective, and of course an analyst perspective, on what are some of the different challenges when it comes to security, what are some of the best practices, what are some of the consequences of data breaches, and how to address that.
From the roundtable, I was able to get a lot of information with regard to how do the end users think, how does the security managers have issues internally to get approvals, the cost of the security solutions, and the ease of use and the simplicity what they are looking forward towards. So this roundtable gave me a lot of information where I can go back and I know the approach to my customers and what should be the security technologies I should be presenting it to them.
From this discussion that we had, it gave me an insight on different sectors and an updated kind of situation with how each industry sector deals with their organizational data. So getting an updated insight on that, Kingston has a very strong position in helping out an organization with the challenges that they have.
We need to raise the awareness, the importance of information security. We need to help each other. We have to team up. So I came here to learn from others what is their aspect of data protection, what they know, what they have, what is the issue, what is their concern. Is my concern the same as their concern?
Key takeaways are, it is always good to have discussions around security and the latest trends, and in that way it is very informative. We had the perspectives from the vendor perspective in terms of how do they look at in the future, and what do they want to do as a key contribution to the security industry. And we also heard it from the customer side in terms of what their expectations are and what the challenges that they are going through. And as a system integrator, we understand in terms of what is the critical role that we need to be playing, bridging these two different poles.
Security is one aspect which I've been following from a very long time personally from a career and from my personal developments, where I've got myself certified as a security auditor as well as an IT auditor many years back, and that has been my personal interest. And I've been always looking at embedding security to whatever we do in IT than trying to build a security layer on top of it. So I think today's discussion with all the different parties coming on board with vendors and distributors and the end users like us, I thought was a very good idea to have a discussion to see what are the thought points from everybody and where security is going. So I think it's a good roundtable to be in.